Hey there, my name is Brandon Park, and I'm the author of the book, The 5 Essentials of Life. And today I want to talk about the greatest financial principle, which is contentment. I want you to stay tuned in because in a few moments I'll share with you the 70% principle of lasting wealth for managing your finances. Let's face it, money is important to me, and chances are money is also important to you. You need it to function in life. You need it to pay bills, buy food, take care of your family. You need to have money just to survive. In a nutshell, the greatest financial principle is not a tip or technique, it's a state of mind. It's not how you manage your money, it's how you manage your heart. And learning to be content with what you have is truly the greatest financial principle that there is. Here's a key thought to consider. Contentment occurs when your earning power is greater than your yearning power. As Dave Ramsey says, you need to learn to act your wage. We need to learn to live on less than what we make. We are not Congress. We don't get to raise the national debt ceiling every time we want to spend more money. Proverbs 21:20 says this, "The wise man saves for the future, but the foolish man spends whatever he gets." If you spend everything that you make, that truly is a foolish way to live. Did you know that the average American is exposed to, get this, 560 advertisements every single day? That's on television, newspapers, radio, even the billboards that we drive past on our way to work. The marketers on Madison Avenue spend around $450 billion every year trying to make you unhappy with who you are, with what you have, with how you look, and with what you do. And slowly but surely, we're being eaten alive by the monster of more. Did you know that the Greek word for content actually means contained? It was a word that was actually used in ancient Greek literature as a little country that supplied itself with no need for outside imports to sustain it. Does that describe the state of your own heart? That you just don't need anything from the outside of you to be happy. The secret to having it all is believing that you already do. So, what is the 70% principle? The 70% principle of lasting wealth is another great technique that always ensures that you're living on less than what you make. And this is a real concise formula that's easy to remember, but not always easy to do. We have to learn to tell our money where to go instead of wondering where it went. So this framework gives you a basis upon which to do that. Now, let's suppose that a $100 bill comes into your life. The first thing you do is you don't close your fist around that $100. You open up your hand and you say, "God, thank you for giving me these resources. How do you want me to use it?" So the very first 10% of all that I earn is what I give away. This is a generosity principle that's taught in the Bible, and the word tithe simply means tenth. So I offer to God the first fruits of my income to Him as an act of worship and generosity. Because after all, He's the one who gave me the strength, the energy, and the brain to make that money. So I'm acknowledging Him with it, and I'm giving it back to Him. And this is where a blessed budget starts. The second 10% goes to debt. And we'll cover this more in detail in a later video. But if you are debt-free, then you can use this second 10% to go towards personal investments. You see, when you don't have debt, your money can do anything you want it to. Wealthy people invest first and spend what's left, but broke people spend first and invest what's left. Now, the third 10% goes to savings. Saving is the way that you fulfill some of the wants that you have in life. God promises to give you all that you need, but if you want something, you can actually save for it. And Scripture tells us to save first and then buy. Today's culture tells us just the exact opposite. It says buy it now and don't worry about saving anything. But I like what Warren Buffett used to say. He says, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. Now, the last 70% is what you live on. And unfortunately, many people aren't living like this. They're living on 110% of their income. They're spending more than what they make, and they're digging themselves deeper and deeper into the hole of debt. Now, I know exactly what you're probably thinking. Sure, Brandon, if I made a lot more money, I could do this. I could live off of just 70%. But that's not true. If you don't build this discipline into your life now, then when your earnings go up, your yearnings just go up even higher. But with enough planning, you can live on 70%. Proverbs 21:5 says this, "Careful planning puts you ahead in the long run, but hurry and scurry will put you further behind."